Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at something really fundamental in Islam, the belief in one God, Tawhid. Reading through the sources, what really struck me is how it's not just, theology. It seems to genuinely shape a Muslim's whole view of the world, their actions, everything.
Absolutely. And that's really our goal for this deep dive, isn't it? To unpack what believing in one God actually means in Islam, and importantly, how that belief plays out in a person's life day to day.
Okay, so let's get into it. Tawhid. It comes from an Arabic root, wahada, meaning to unite or make something one. In Islam, it means the oneness of Allah. That's the Arabic word for God. And it's captured famously in the first part of the Shahada, the testimony of faith, La ilaha illa Allah, which translates to, there is no God but Allah.
Right. It's a very clear statement. Nothing else deserves worship, only Allah.
That's a powerful starting point.
And what's fascinating is how Islam describes Allah, as the sole creator, the one who sustains everything, the ruler of all that exists. The sources really emphasize he has no partners, no offspring, no equals. There's a verse in the Quran that says something like, there is nothing like unto him, and he is the all-hearing, the all-seeing.
That's quite profound.
It is. And Muslims also get to know Allah through his 99 names, like the most merciful, the all-wise. These names describe his attributes, his qualities.
Okay, so that's the concept. But how does this belief, this tawhid, actually show up in, daily life?
Right.
Our sources mention two main ways this happens. First, tawhid in worship, uluhiyah.
Yes, uluhiyah. And that's about directing all acts of worship only to Allah. So think about prayer, but also things like hope, fear, trust. It all gets directed towards him.
Towards the unseen creator, not an idol or a person.
Exactly. Muslims pray 5 times a day facing towards Mecca, but they're praying to Allah. And when they say, Allahu Akbar, God is the greatest, it's like a constant check-in.
A reminder.
A reminder that nothing else should come before him. And worshiping anything else, giving that devotion elsewhere, that's called shirk.
Right. The sources were very clear on that being the most serious sin in Islam.
Because it directly contradicts that core principle of oneness. Then there's the other side of it, tawhid in lordship, or rububiyah.
Rububiyah.
Huh?
What does that involve?
Well, this is recognizing that Allah isn't just the one you worship, he's also the Lord of everything. He gives life, causes death, controls the weather, time. Basically, he's in charge of the whole universe and everything that happens in it.
So accepting that he's the one orchestrating things.
Pretty much. And recognizing this, really internalizing it, helps Muslims stay humble, patient through difficulties, because they understand it's all happening for a reason, by his wisdom and permission.
That makes sense. It seems like this belief would have a huge impact, not just spiritually, but, psychologically too. Our sources pointed out some really interesting effects, like giving life a very clear purpose.
To know and worship Allah.
Right. And it also brings freedom. That one surprised me a little at first.
How so?
Well, the idea that if you're only truly dependent on God, you're kind of freed from being enslaved to, say, money or status or what other people think.
That's exactly it. It redirects your ultimate concern, and related to that, it instills accountability.
Because you know you'll answer to him in the end.
Precisely. Every action matters. And there's one more big one, unity.
Ah, yes, uniting all Muslims under this one belief, regardless of background.
Exactly. Race, nationality, none of that matters when it comes to this core truth.
Now, was this idea, Tawhid, something totally new that started with the Prophet Muhammad and Islam?
That's a really important question. And according to Islamic sources, the answer is no. They present Tawhid as the same core message taught by all the prophets God sent throughout history. Adam, Noah, Abraham, Moses, Jesus, all the way to Muhammad.
So a continuation.
A continuation and purification of that original monotheistic message. The Quran actually says, and we certainly sent into every nation a messenger, saying, worship Allah and avoid false gods. So it's seen as this ancient universal truth.
Okay, so pulling this all together for you, the listener, believing in one God in Islam, it's clearly much more than just saying, I believe God exists.
Oh, much more. It's about orienting your entire life towards him, trusting him, submitting to his will, not out of forced compulsion, but ideally with love and devotion. It really gets into your heart, your mind, every choice you make. It's described as the soul of Islam.
So a final thought to leave you with, based on our sources, it's not just about saying, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah. The challenge, the encouragement, is to actually strive to live by that truth moment by moment. Something to definitely think about until our next deep dive.